everyone, Christian here, and let me get this straight. We are driving to Miami. We are on Route 27, just outside of Moore Haven, Florida. The little clamp thing doesn't work as well, but there's some nice lightning here. And I was going to do a little plant review while I was driving, just talk about something while I had it on view, but they're not around anymore. I was going to show how the saw palmetto, Serenoa repens, the green form, regenerates in habitat after fires, because there was a part that had burned down. You can see where it's all growing back from the ground. So you can set them on fire and they all come back. So maybe I can talk a little bit about the nature of native Florida palms while this thunderstorm is going on here, while outside of Moore Haven. So because of our natural fires that take place seasonally in the spring and sometimes the fall, because it's a dry, it's hot and dry in April and May for the most part, early June sometimes, and again in October, late October, early November. There's a lot of wildfire problems usually that time of year. Even sometimes in the summertime when we have a dry summer spell, it's known to happen. And one time in 2008, I was driving my truck across the south end of Lake Okeechobee, which is what I'm doing now, and imagine seeing all these clouds, but it actually being smoke coming off of the lake, which is to our left right here. And I was driving my truck, and all I could smell was like kind of like a wet, I don't know, it's hard to explain, like a wet smoke. And it was actually the muck at the bottom of Lake Okeechobee that was now dried out, that was on fire, and it had caught fire and was smoldering for months. It was so bad, I almost had to turn around. I was coming from Miami back to Sarasota, and I almost turned around because it was thick, and I was afraid that it was just going to get worse, and I didn't want to get caught in the middle of it. But anyway, talking about fire, so because of these fires that happen naturally, most palms that are native to Florida are also they're used to getting burned and regenerating over the years, or seasonally, I should say. The palmetto, you will see scorched trunks. They're black, and they usually the weather kind of makes it so that they after a year or two you can't see it. But saw palmettos probably get the most affected by it because they're low to the ground, and the fires will tend to burn their trunks more easily. So their crowns will stay. Their meristem will somehow stay alive during this, and I'm not actually sure how that works, but it stays alive in that intense heat, and then will be totally just be a bunch of dead, what appear to be dead trunks just laying on the ground, and then slowly a small, first few leaves will appear, and they'll actually be a little stunted, and it looks kind of neat. It looks like a new dwarf plant is growing, but it's actually just what was the last of the leaves that were coming out. Last of the leaves that were coming out before the fire. So they continue. They keep on going with this growth pattern, and they start growing normal leaves, and then next year comes around and it happens again, or it may not. It may happen in a different area. It all depends. Obviously, human interaction with the plants, whether it be overdevelopment in the areas. It's happening quite a bit in Collier County, Sarasota County, Lee County too, where they're setting up. The overbuilding is causing for more people to kind of be in the area, and just more people that are either throwing cigarettes out their windows or just starting a fire, and not letting it, burn out properly. Kind of leads to more fires, and also the fires are affecting more people because people are living further east, and so that wouldn't be the case. They would just be in the swamplands. But unfortunately, the state of Florida has a overbuilding problem. So hopefully that'll come to. It really does bother me when I see areas that are getting overbuilt. It's nothing, builders are going to build and people are going to come, and there's not a whole lot we can do about it except for try and mitigate it. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to adjust the camera there. Not giving you not give you a slanted view, but we're about to go over the. This is a bridge that goes. You kind of see. Maybe this will give you a good view. Maybe not. Anyway, so there's a canal that was dug out between Fort Myers and Port St. Lucie, and it's called the Caloosahatchee River turns into this canal which goes to the lake, and we're driving over the bridge, which you can actually put ocean-going vessels through this canal, and you can take your own boat there through all the locks. It would take quite a while, but if you don't want to drive around the Keys, around Miami to the Atlantic Ocean, you can take it as a shortcut. So so sorry, my camera keeps on hanging down. Let's hopefully that's going to stay there. But sorry about that. That's just the way that's going to be held. So you can go through this canal. The south end of the Lake Okeechobee is actually very shallow. I think it is an average depth of maybe 8 feet, and it's just not really meant for a lot of big ships. So they dredge an area that's about 16 feet deep, I think, and you can go around the south end and you cut into the east coast there. Been there for a while. There's a lot of canals in South Florida that either just for water drainage or for boating. The ones that go through the entire state are more for just drainage for farming. But anyway, that's a whole different story here. Sorry about this camera. I don't want to make this movie unwatchable because of the slanting of the camera there. So we just went over the bridge there. The next town is Clewiston. I would love to give some story time and kind of talk about how these towns came about, what they're famous, what they're well known for. But we're in the middle of sugar country now, where Domino does all its refining, and I'll talk about that. I don't make this a 20-minute long video, but 27 is kind of an old road that kind of goes from really, I think it goes all the way. In Florida, I know of it going basically from Gainesville south into Miami. It's the original road that goes from Miami into the center part of the state, as opposed to along the coast like US 1. So it has a lot of history to it. It's very neat. You'll see a lot of tourist traps. They'll sell like Florida wine. It's like citrus wine or other kind of tropical fruit wine. Most of it is really just that, tourist traps, stuff you can buy in Florida. Online. Things that aren't really, it isn't a special item that you can only find here. So, but I'll tell a little story about what I know about the history of Route 27. We're actually passing some kind of refinery here. I can't turn the camera, but I'm gonna focus on the road a little bit. When I get a little further south, I might be able to give another story when we get into Miami. But hope this was somewhat enjoyable for you guys who enjoy palms. It was somewhat palm related. And I will talk to you guys soon. Have a good evening.